Hey guys, welcome to our channel, Growing with the Passmores. My name is Nicole.
And my name is Dan. Happy Monday, by the way. We are in Central Arizona, Zone 7B, and we are doing this video because we cannot really find many people that are doing videos or much information online of people actually growing in 7B in Arizona. We watch a lot of other videos in other areas and other zones, and we've gotten a lot of good input and good education from those videos, but it just doesn't apply all the time to where we're growing. So we're going to give you a full garden tour as quickly as possible, and hopefully we can get some good feedback, get some good knowledge from people that know more than we do, and also maybe help people that don't know as much as we do. This is our third year of really gardening, so let's get started. They are really growing super crazy. They took off this year because I did a final prune on them in February. There's one green and one purple. I don't know which one is which, but we're going to zoom in on a cluster of them, and they seem to be doing nice. They're really actually out of control. We don't know how to control them. We'll pan out here shortly, and you can see what I'm talking about. We have this makeshift little trellis, the best we could come up with for what we've got to work with, and it's not pleasant to look at. It's drowning out our strawberries, which are underneath there, which are also 2 years old, those little strawberries. We've never gotten a harvest of strawberries from these strawberries underneath the grapes, but we do get strawberry harvests from the strawberries that have ran on the other side of the fence. We have a little bit of dill growing right here. It's going to seed. We probably should trim that up a little bit more dill here, going to seed. A tomatillo is growing here. There was another one in this bed. There it is. There's a flower on it, and the grapes are sucked up to it, so we need to cut that, and there's a big weed growing right there too. We've got some flowers, wildflowers growing from seed, and then a watermelon. Oop, I need to put some dirt on that little stem right there. We got a watermelon going here, and look at this little watermelon right here, guys. Just a little tiny melon, and hopefully it grows its little heart out. I'm super excited. We've always struggled with watermelons, so hopefully we'll have a harvest. Into this first tree box, this is a mimosa tree. This is a 3-year-old tree, doing pretty good. We got wadded up by some blister beetles over the weekend and spent about 4 hours fighting those. We've got some footage of that. We'll link into a little sub photo below. And then Swiss chard, some zinnias, other just miscellaneous wildflowers. And then the star of the show actually is this pineapple that was growing inside, and we brought it outside and it is not happy, but we're going to see if it's going to make a comeback. It actually does have new growth inside, so we'll see. In this old toolbox planter box back here, let me move these grapes out of the way. We've got some sweet peas that are trellising up the fence, and we've gotten a decent harvest out of those little boogers, and they are just wonderful. And then some marigolds that don't look like they're the happiest marigolds I've ever seen. In this box, this is actually my wife Nicole's favorite flower. Right now, these are some zinnias that she did grow from seed. All of this stuff has been from seed, minus like the Swiss chard and the marigolds. We've got some sort of funky purple flower growing in that cow elk skull, which is might be offensive to some people. Then we'll get to this box here, which has Big Jim and the twins. We've always struggled growing Big Jim peppers because the actual pepper meat is the best way I can, I guess, describe it, or the body of the pepper is really thin and very bitter. But the plant looks good. And then we've got a tomato that we've grown from seed. We don't know what kind it is because we don't ever write any notes down or tags. We just seem to forget about doing that. And then another really good looking tomato back here that's super happy from seed. And then this pepper here we bought from the store is the Santa Fe Grande. This pepper we also, I believe, bought from the store, which is a jalapeno, one of my favorite peppers. And this is one from seed, this pepper here. I'm not sure what it is, again, because we just don't take notes. We've got some beautiful flowers here. I don't know if they're marigolds. They might be yellow marigolds. I have no idea. I'm not a big flower guy. but then some other good tomatoes in here. And then this separate box, we've got some cucumbers that my dad actually grew from seed, and he just didn't have any more room in his garden, so he brought those to us. We put these in the ground about a month ago, and they were super tiny. I mean, super tiny when we got them, and then now, I mean, they're growing up. I mean, I hope that they're where they should be. We need to start giving them something to hang on to. This used to be just a predominant flower bed, and we just decided to put some food in it. So we've got a zucchini here, just your basic black heirloom zucchini. We've got a slicer tomato right here, and then so these zinnias just, or no, excuse me, these are cosmos. Sorry about that. But these cosmos, these just keep coming back. My wife used to love cosmos. We kind of quit growing them, but they just keep coming back. They keep seeding themselves. And we got a little lavender here. This looks like it could be some dill. Smells a little dilly. And then this squash plant or zucchini plant. Last week we went to the store on Friday to get some stuff for other projects, and it was really tall, and you could see in between these buds here that are flowers that it's all white. It broke off. So my only thought is a dust devil came through our yard and just attacked this squash plant, because we're in a complete fenced in area, so nothing else would have got this besides the wind. But when we got back, it was all drooped over, and it was a loss. We were super sad about it, but what do? You're just going to keep trying. Over here, we've got pole beans. These are actually our best pole beans, growing in this little crappy plastic tub. I did drill some holes in the bottom of it, because when you buy those from the store, they for some reason don't have weep holes in the bottom, and you want to make sure you have good drainage so you don't get root rot. They're doing good. They were doing better a couple days ago. I don't know if it's because they've had some pest pressure or not, but these leaves are pretty well perforated at the moment from something thinking it was a pretty good snack. So hopefully they they make up and keep going. And then in this box here, we've got 2 tomatillos and then an edamame, which we've never grown before, either one, in all reality. And look at these little fuzzy beans. They're just so flavorful and such a strange texture. I do enjoy them. And then we're trying to come back with some, what were these again?
Chives.
Oh yeah, onion chives. I forget every time. Our daughter loves onion chives. These were in another pot. We transplanted them over the weekend into this box. It does seem like we've got new growth, but we've got some old stuff still to pick off. We'll get to that later on down the road. And then in this box here, we've got tomatoes and peppers from seed that we started, I think, in February or March. This tomato particularly has the worst leaf curl out of all of our tomatoes that we're growing. We don't know what breed, brand, or style this tomato is, however you say it. But peppers, we're gonna just kind of let those ones fight it out and see who wins. And then on this side, this tomato also grown from seed, peppers grown from seed. We don't know what any of it is, so we're just gonna let it grow up and let it kind of be like a little Christmas present and see what it is. But they're going good. In this box, we've got some cucumbers, and I want to talk about cucumbers for just a minute. We have really struggled to grow cucumbers and really struggled to get good harvests or good yields out of them. So we went pretty heavy on the cucumbers this year in different locations. But this cucumber plant in particular looks like it's doing pretty happy and doing pretty good, being in a box this size, which used to be like an old fancy backyard ice chest. We've also got some sweet peas that are growing back here. Oh, what do you know about that? Another volunteer tomato, and it's not too bad. Another volunteer tomato, everyone. But these sweet peas, we thought were going to come over here and trellis up the fence. Maybe it's just too far of a distance. I don't know, but we're just going to let them keep riding through the season and see if they work out or not. And then we get to our second mimosa tree bed, which has some sage in the bottom of it, an okra, because I was running out of room to plant okra, and I'm a huge fan of okra. So I figured I'd just throw this little guy in here, which is from seed that we actually made our own seeds, or were able to harvest our own seeds from 2022 and 2023 harvests of our Crimson Spineless that we bought from the store, and then now we actually are making our own. We got a little mimosa tree pear growing up here. But then what were these things again?
Echinacea.
Echinacea. Took a minute to remember that. But I mean, they're nice looking flowers. I'm not a flower guy again, but they look pretty cool. And this actually, guys, showed up in this tree well in our backyard. They just showed up. I mean, I don't know where they came from. Just a total. And the last thing we have in this tree well is some vinca that has been doing really, really well. Hopefully it'll cover the whole thing. Over here in this little sub box, we've got a beautiful eggplant. I mean, look at this thing, has just really tripled in size since the last couple days. We've got a zucchini or squash from seed, and then we've got some more cucumbers, which we always love, and a nice little flower. In this pot, we've got some cilantro that's bolting, a couple marigolds, and then a wonderful sunflower. Let's see if we can't get a little, that head is just about ready to get and open up. Then down here in this box, we've got just a variety of a bunch of different peppers, green bell peppers, red bell peppers, serranos, tomatoes. We've got another cucumber, which this cucumber and this cucumber are the straight 8. And then another little celebrity tomato here. This tomato and this tomato are both determinants. And then over here, we've got some thyme, a little tiny oregano. We definitely have our beefy rosemary here, which is doing really well. And then in this box, we've got this tomatillo that is just really massive and pouring out. There's 4 tomatillos in here all together. And then there is 3 cucumbers, 2 Japanese cucumbers in the back. They're going to be really hard to get to and manage and find the fruits, but we're going to work for it. Here, I'll just show you just a little. Look at that little tiny. You see that little tiny, yeah, right there, a little tiny pickle going on right there. And this cucumber is doing really well. Look at these little cucumbers have grown quite a bit since the last couple days we've looked at them. And then the tomatillo is just pouring out of the box. This is going to be unmanageable. I don't know how we're going to get through this. Side of the box, we've got the golden cherry tomato, or tomatoes. I think there's 2 of them in here. I can't remember. But I mean, they are just massive and doing really, really well. Look, here's a little tomato right there. Just a nice little tomato, just growing, just happy as can be. And then some other tomatoes up here. We've got some other tomatoes down there. Swiss chard, a bunch of Swiss chard back here that's doing really, really well. We've ate some of it already. It's super, super good. This little Swiss chard here is not doing very good. Bless its little heart. But hey, you know, the other ones are doing fine. And then here's another tomato. I don't remember what style of tomato that is, but we'll just see what it does. In this box, these tomatoes here are all volunteer tomatoes. It just came up, and this has major leaf curl as well. And then there's carrots in the bottom, along with some marigolds. This was some, what'd you say it was, peppermint?
I believe so.
Peppermint, and it is not doing good. So that probably won't make it through the season, but we'll see what it does. Look at the size of this little zucchini, though. I mean, I'm telling you, this was the, what brand?
Calabacita.
Calabacita. We've already eaten 2 of those. They're awesome. This one's going good. This one in the back's going good. And we're training this one to grow vertical. It's doing good. We've got the chamomile that we've already made some chamomile tea with. It's really, really good. It's doing well. Up here, we've got the red habanero, which is going to be awesome. Lemon balm. We've got some basil there. This is a shishito pepper. Parsley. The parsley's hanging in there pretty good for the heat. This is a standard orange habanero. And then back here is like a snack pepper that you can actually, if you wanted to, grow inside, but we decided to just put it outside and see what it does. This is sad. This is a blueberry that was thriving. We were eating blueberries off of it. It was bushy. It was green. We didn't water it for 1 day. and this is what happened to it. We're trying our best to revive it. We need to find a place to put it. We don't have much room left, but stay tuned and hopefully that thing will make a comeback. In here, we've got a Cosmo that just is a basic volunteer, and then a zinnia with a marigold. There was something else in there I can't remember. We had to pull. And right here, this is our raspberry plant that is 2 years old now. We didn't have any raspberries last year when we planted it. The raspberries are growing on the second year stalks or second year canes, not the first year canes. But I mean, I'm telling you, it has really taken over this box. And this box is my favorite, this tree box, because the foliage is just out of control. It's all over the place. And these flowers, I can't remember what they were, but my mother-in-law give them to us, or she brought us something and we propagated or transplanted it, and they have really gone crazy, minus the fact that the blister beetles really did wreak havoc on them on Saturday and Sunday. What were these called?
Primrose.
Primrose. They look wonderful. And in this box here, we've got an okra. We've got a little cucumber going here. Another okra. This okra, a couple days ago, had a bunch of aphids on it. Still does. I hit it with some Neem's oil. Apparently that's not really working as good as I thought it was going to. But it's not, they're not going and spreading over to these cucumbers, which these cucumbers, these are the burpless bush cucumbers, and we're trying to train them to grow up and then trellis on the fence because we don't have a lot of room here, and use vertical space more so than horizontal space. In this box, we've got a golden squash, which we've already harvested one. We've got to eat that tonight. We'll let you guys know how that is. But this thing is growing really, really well. What we've got underneath it, we've got some spinach that's been in the ground since April, and that is definitely stunted and just really, really struggling. But hey, we're just going to let it ride out through the season, or as long as they can. We've got a little dill back here, so if your neighbors need some dill, just let us know. And then some pole beans are back in the corners, just trying to come up and do a little pole beaning with some marigolds there. The Arbol chili. I've never grown an Arbol chili before, neither has Nicole. I'm super excited about this, but this box doesn't get much sunlight in the mornings, so I feel like we're getting stunted growth. We've got another cucumber here that's hanging in there. We've got some carrots randomly stashed here. This looks like it could be some cilantro coming up. Yeah, I think it is. Right here, we've got a spaghetti squash that, again, I think is stunted due to lack of sunlight. Of course, some zinnias, I believe that's what those are. They're just short, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they're looking really good. Look at these. They're just super healthy plants. This also is chamomile. We've got some more volunteer cilantro coming up. Not sure what this little bugger is, but we're going to find out. And then some more carrots, some Greek oregano, which this is off to a pretty slow start. We're just going to let it ride out. And then we've got some Spanish white onions in the mix that aren't doing too bad. I think I might have planted them a little bit too deep. It's my first year doing onions, and I did buy those from the nursery, so they are transplanted, and I think I screwed that up. And then here's a little tiny strawberry bush that has got some strawberries on it, kind of some funky looking ones, but it's fighting to hang in there. A little bit of lettuce that is just lettucing around. Not sure what it's going to do. And is this some more chamomile?
Yeah.
Okay, so we got some more chamomile. And then these nice little purple flowers, not sure what they are, but they sure do look nice. And then this box is one of my favorites, even though it doesn't get much sun. This is the Three Sisters Garden. So we've got corn, which is like a dwarf sweet corn that's going to be like 4 or 5 feet tall. I don't think it's ever going to get there because of sunlight.
Box.
And but pole beans, corn, zinnias. We've also, not in that box, there are some volunteer tomatoes everywhere, but so in here, I mean, the pole beans are just super happy. The corn, I can't really say the same about. I mean, they don't look bad, but they're just, in my opinion, the growth is stunted. Here's a volunteer tomato that is definitely fighting to win. I mean, we already got some flowers on it. Not sure what it is, what brand or what breed or whatever it is, but it's hanging in there. And then here is another volunteer tomato that is really fighting with some corn, a zinnia, pole bean, and we're just going to see who wins that battle. This is my favorite part, okra. 7 okra in here. We've got the sweet peas in the back, which we've got a decent harvest off of so far, but the plants just look really bad to me. But zinnias all over, other flowers. We got stuff popping up. It looked like here's another okra from seed, maybe, that I don't remember putting in, but it is what it is. So hopefully these okras will take off and actually get big, but I don't think they're going to get enough sunlight to really produce in that location in our garden. Here in the only elevated bed that we have is 3 edamames up front. We've got some Miracle Grow golds in the back, and we also have these sweet peas back here as well that aren't really doing very good, but we still get a decent harvest off of them. They just look bad. So, maybe it's because we put the Miracle Grow golds in there. I'm not sure. This is the newest box. This is my Father's Day box I built for myself because I needed some more okra because I'm worried about the okra in the other box. So I built this in a panic on Father's Day weekend and filled it with plants that we got for a discount because it's out of season now to start growing, I guess. But we've got a bunch of okras here and there. We've got a black zebra tomato, which I've never heard of. We've got 2 purple tomatillos right here, some sort of zucchini or squash there. Then serrano peppers, and they are doing terrible in my personal opinion, but the flowers are super happy. Don't understand that. This is some sort of pole bean. We've got a Roma bean. Never heard of that. And then some sort of other tomato. This is my favorite though in here. This is the Carolina Reaper pepper. I have never grown one. I'm a little nervous. I do like heat. So does my wife. But supposedly these things are damn hot. So another different squash, okra, 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 okra. I mean, the star of the show. Hopefully this whole box and all this okra really takes off. And then here is a pear, no pun intended. Here's 2 pears now. Yesterday there was only one of actual pear tomatoes. So, I mean, this little guy doesn't look good. Look, I mean, all these leaves are burning. Not sure what's happening with it. But it's producing some fruit. I'm not sure if we should cut those off and let it focus on some leaves. But other than that, this pepper here, we've got Anaheim chili. We've got the Thai hot. This is the pink Berkeley tomato, and then Serranos and an Anaheim. And they really look bad. I mean, hopefully this box will make it. We're not sure if we're going to have a harvest at all out of it. It might all die out. Maybe too late in the season. Maybe it'll catch up and we'll have a bumper crop. Stay tuned, you'll find out.